Hey, Edson, it's Mayor Zahara with another Town of Edson update. Earlier this afternoon, I should say late this afternoon actually, we found out from the provincial government that they are instituting more restrictions due to the growing case counts here in Alberta. We have over 10,000 active cases. That's doubled in the last number of weeks. We were around 5,000 just a few weeks ago. As of midnight tonight, retail outlets will have reduced capacity starting at noon on Friday. Restaurants will no longer be able to do dine-in service. They will still be able to do curbside delivery and patio services. There's restrictions to gyms. However, personal services will be able to remain open. We'll post a link with all the details on these restrictions in this update. Not the news that we wanted to hear, but there is huge concern about variants and the rising cases here in Alberta. We could see over 1,000 people in hospital by the end of the month, according to the current trends with the case counts. And that would be much higher than what we've seen during the peak in December. So they have made these decisions. I have to stress, please continue to follow the protocols of, especially this, if you're sick, stay at home. Of course, masking when you're in public places. We do have mandatory masking in the province of Alberta with significant fines that could be levied, as well as hand sanitization and keeping your distance and avoiding social gatherings right now. Vaccinations are really ramping up, and we could be in a much better position in just a month or two, but we have to try to continue to keep this virus at bay. This is a serious situation. Here locally, we know that people have been impacted by this greatly, and our thoughts and our prayers are with those families that have had to deal with this in recent weeks, and we just need to continue to try to do what we can to keep our community safe, to avoid having these variants continue to spread in our community, which brings me to my next topic. Of course, you probably have seen, I was not very happy to learn about the P1 variant here in Edson through media reports on late yesterday, actually. Late this morning, Alberta Health Services did finally contact the town of Edson about this, set up a meeting with Dr. Hinshaw, as well as our friends and neighbors in Hinton and Drayton Valley. I have to thank MLA Long, who took a phone call from me yesterday, and we had quite a lengthy conversation and really worked hard to make sure that Alberta Health Services connected with us to talk about this issue and our concerns about communication and making sure that you, as residents of our community, know what's going on and have the appropriate information, and then make the decisions based on that information. So what I will share with you today, I was very happy to have the discussion with Dr. Hinshaw, AHS officials, people with the Emergency Management Agency. So when it comes to the variant testing, they do 3 levels of initial, testing. So first of all, you go, you get tested, then they find out whether or not you're negative or you're positive. On March the 14th, someone tested positive. At that point in the time, they did not know that this person had the variant. They had to do a second round of testing for the B117 variant, which is the UK variant, and then they go to a third round of testing, which is for the P1 variant. It's a different type of testing that takes a longer period of time. And at that point, they once they got the results, which they found out on, I believe it was March the 31st, they found out that the P1 variant was here. So there was quite a lag time, about a 2-week lag time. And of course, they shared that information via Twitter, not giving details of the community or where this was occurring, which was a concern to me. We're a large province, and how that impacts communities is different. And of course, we want to provide accurate information, factual information for our residents. And then we found out in the media yesterday it was actually here in Edson. So thankfully, the employer was very transparent about it and about what was going on. I am very happy to tell you that Alberta Health Services has been very diligent with contact tracing, to making sure that anybody that was in contact with these individuals were contacted and told to self-isolate and get tested. And that work is continuing now that they know that the P1 variant has been confirmed, and people will be followed up on. to ensure that this is contained. And they gave me reassurances. Lots of work has gone into that contact tracing. And that they're going to continue to do that, that they will improve with their communications with us. I think they heard our concerns loud and clear. So if we look at our local case count numbers, they are declining, which is good news. Unfortunately, though, we do have some residents that have been severely impacted by this. And once again, our thoughts and prayers are with them. We hope that they get a speedy recovery. And we just want to try to keep everybody informed and everybody safe. My message to you as the mayor of this community is I am personally totally exhausted with COVID, as you are. Our council is, our administration, everybody is. We're all in the same boat. We want to get back to normal. We hate these restrictions, these closings. COVID has caused so much angst and trouble in our communities. But vaccinations are rolling out quicker and quicker with huge shipments arriving. The provincial government has announced that starting tomorrow, April 7th at 8 a.m., anyone born in 2005 and earlier with eligible underlying health conditions can book appointments for the COVID-19 vaccine at participating pharmacies or with AHS online or by calling 811. Albertans aged 55 to 64 who do not have a chronic health condition can now make an appointment to receive the AstraZeneca vaccine. And there's a whole bunch of announcements that were made today. I was on a call during our council meeting, actually, talking about vaccination rollouts. So far, 374,000 Albertans have been vaccinated. They are launching rapid vaccination clinics in our major centers. I know there has been some challenges getting vaccines here locally, just because the supply hasn't been there, but more and more supply is arriving daily, literally hundreds of thousands of doses. So keep booking those appointments. Encourage you to get vaccinated. It is not mandatory. It is completely safe. There are some people that will have side effects. I'll be booking my vaccination and be getting it when it's my time to do so. I guess tomorrow I will be able to book for a vaccination due to some underlying health issues. But we just need to protect one another. We have given up so much over the last year. We just need to get to the final end of this, and that will happen here in the next few months. As vaccinations roll out, they announced today that they are looking at how they're going to reopen, and that could be happening as soon as July. They believe that by the end of June, every single Albertan will have, over the age of 16, will have had the chance to get at least one dose of the vaccine. So there is, and I've been saying this, I know you're tired of hearing it, there is light at this end of the tunnel, but we can't give up yet, especially with these variants happening in our community. So keep up the great work, Edson. Thank you very much for your patience throughout this. On a final note, and I'm sorry about the length of this video, lots to cover. Council did meet this evening. We have made the decision to extend the tax deadline again this year, like we did last year. So you'll have extra time to pay your taxes in an effort to help individuals, as well as suspending utility penalties for 3 months and giving extra time to pay those utility bills. Information will be included in your utility bills, which will be going out tomorrow. And we are discussing other further measures moving forward. Edson, stay safe, take care of one another, and I'll have a further update for you as required.